All right. So for today's lesson, we're going to take a look at surface area and volume word problems. So we're looking at surface area and volume of a cone and a square-based pyramid. So just continuing our lesson on, just including word problems. So this is SOL 8.6b and 7.4b. So that's 7 and that 8. So solving problems, including practical problems involving surface area and volume of rectangular prisms. This actually should say cones. This is where you get all your vocab mess up. So this should say cones and square-based pyramids. All right, maybe white is not the best option to write here. So we'll make sure we make that change when we start working on problems. All right, and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so starting with the cone. All right, so this one said Rosie wants to wrap a cone-shaped gift. She needs to know how much wrapping paper to purchase. The gift has a slant height of 10.5 inches and a diameter of 12 inches. So right now we're only looking at these surface areas. Think about it, we're wrapping a gift, so we are looking at the surface area. All right, so the formula for surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r L. So remember, L is the slant height. So here we're going to use 3.14 for pi. We have our radius squared, so here they give us a diameter, so our radius is going to be 6. And then we're adding it to our 3.14 times our radius times our slant height of 10.5. All right, simplifying that down, 6 squared is going to be 36 plus 3.14 times 6 times 10.5. All right, continuing from there, breaking that down, 3.14 times 36 gives us 113.04, excuse me, plus 197.82. Add those together, we get 310.86 inches squared. All right, so going back in context of the problem, she needs to know how much wrapping paper to purchase. So she'll need 3. So we'll say approximately. So here we can approximate. Oops, let me erase it a little bit better. So we can say that she needs approximately, or needs about 311 square inches of wrapping paper. All right, now let's look at an example that involves the volume. All right, so it says here the volume of a cone is 565.2 inches. The radius is 6 inches. What is the height of the cone? All right, so I'm going to draw my little mock cone here. That's not going to look too well because I'm not an artist. So here we have some type of cone. All right, so we know here from the word problem that the volume of the cone is 565.2 cubic inches, so inches cubed. We know that we have a radius of 6. I'm going to put that there. So the radius is going to be 6. We're looking for the height. All right, so now what we're going to do is just plug everything into the formula. So we know that our volume, so we're using this formula here. So that volume is 565.2. We have 1/3. We use 3.14 for pi. We have our radius squared, which is 6, and we're looking for h, which is our height. All right, so we have 565.2 is equal to, so we're going to multiply 1/3 times 3.14 times 6 squared, which is 36, which is going to give us 37.68 times h. So remember, we're looking for the height. In order to figure out the height, we have to divide both sides by 37.68. And that gives us a height of 15. All right, so not all the time will you be looking for the volume or looking for the surface area. Sometimes you'll be looking for a missing piece. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the surface area. So here we're looking at the surface area of a rectangular prism. Sorry, no, excuse me, square base pyramid. I keep going back and forth between the two, so I do apologize. So we're looking at a square-based pyramid. So it says Rachel wants to build a cardboard model of a pyramid, so she drew the net. Use the dimensions shown to determine the minimum amount of cardboard needed. All right, so here we're looking at surface area. Remember breaking those pieces down. We know that L is equal to the slant height. P is the perimeter of the base. And B is the area of the base. All right, so taking a look here at my formula, we have that the surface area SA is equal to 1/2. The slant height is going to be 14 because you have your slant height here, 14. The perimeter of your base, so you're going to add up 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is going to give us 12. And then the area of the base, you are multiplying 3 times 3, which gives us 9. So that's going to be plus 9. All right. So we have surface area is equal to 1/2. 14 times 12 gives, 14 times 12 multiplied by 1/2 gives us, erase that, gives us 84 plus 9, which gives us a surface area of 93 inches squared. So again, the minimum amount of cardboard that she would need is 93 inches squared. All right. Continuing on, now we're looking at volume. So up here should not say surface area. Up here should actually say cone, or excuse me, square base pyramid. And I made that mistake on the other slide as well. So let me correct that. My apologies. All right. So now here we're looking for the volume of a square base pyramid is 1,176 square inches. The height is 18 inches. What is the area of the base of the pyramid? All right. So we know that volume is equal to 1/3 base times height. So remember, big B is area of the base. So here we have that volume is equal to, let me actually change that up a bit. Here we have, they give us the volume of 1,176. We have 1/3. We're looking for the area of the base, and they give us the height of 18 inches. All right. So we know that 1/3 of 18 is going to be 6. So we have 6 times the area of the base. Divide both sides by 6, and we get that 196 is equal to B, which means that the area of the base is 196 inches squared. So now that we've done some practice problems on our own, now let's take a look at the Eureka lesson. So maybe not on our own, but we've done some practice problems outside of Eureka. So a juice company has 2 containers for its juice. One option is a can shaped like a cylinder with a height of 11.4 centimeters and a base of 2.7 centimeters. The other option is a box shaped like a rectangular prism with a length of 6.4 centimeters and a width of 4 centimeters and a height of 10.5 centimeters. All right, so now it's asking us which container holds more juice. So the first thing we need to look at, we're looking at volume. So let's look at the volume of the can. All right, so volume of a can, we're going to use the formula pi r squared h, because remember a can is similar to or is a cylinder. So we're going to use 3.14 for pi. We see that it gives us that the radius is 2.7, so we are going to have 2.7 squared, and gives us a height of 11.4 centimeters. All right, so now we're going to multiply 3.14 times our 2.7 squared, and please make sure that you square that. That's something that I did see a lot of. It's not squaring that, times our 11.4, and that gives us the volume that is approximately 206.95 centimeters cubed. So this is for the can. Now let's look at the volume for a box. So that's like a rectangular prism. So we have the volume is length times width times height. So this is going to be for the box. So it says it has a length of 6.4, a width of 4, and a height of 10.5. All right, so again, we're just going to multiply those together, so make sure you're looking at which formula you are working with. So here we're working with the formula for the volume of rectangular prism, and we get that V is equal to 268.8. All right, so now looking at the volume of each, we can see that the box holds more juice, less material to make it. This area, when we're looking at in terms of material to make it, so we're going to look at the surface area of a can. So that's the same as the surface area of a cylinder. So we have 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. All right, so again, it gives us the information that we need to know. So we have 2 times 3.14, and from the problem it said that our radius was 2.7, so we're going to square that, plus 2 times 3.14 times 2.7 times 11.4. We're going to multiply those together, and we get 200. Well, first of all, we're going to multiply each piece together separately and then add them together. And we get 239.08 centimeters squared. Right, because we're working with surface area. Now we're going to look at surface area of a box. So that's the same as the surface area of a rectangular prism. So we have 2 times the length times width, plus 2 times the length times height, plus 2 times the width times height. And we're simply just going to plug those in. All right, so now looking here, it tells us that our length is 6.4, our width is 4, plus 2 times the length of 6.4 times our height of 10.5. I ran out of a little bit of room, so I'm put the other plus here, plus 2 times the width, which is 4, times the height, which is 10.5. All right, so again, you're going to multiply each of those pieces separately and then add them together. And when you do, you get 269.6 centimeters squared. So looking here, which one is going to take more material to make, or excuse me, which container takes less material to make? So the can is going to take less material. All right, so the can, for that second part, the can is going to take less material to make. All right, now I want you to try this on your own. So it says the craft store sells a set of 2 candle molds. One mold produces a candle shaped like a cone with a height of 4.5 inches and a radius of 1.5 inches. The other mold produces a candle shaped like a square pyramid with a height of 4 inches and a base edge of 3 inches. Which candle mold holds more wax? All right. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to determine which candle mold holds more wax. So we have B is equal to 1/3 pi r squared h. So that is the cone. So we have B is equal to 1/3 times 3.14 times 1.55 squared times 4.5. All right, so remember our radius is squared here. And when we plug all that into the calculator, we get approximately 11.32 inches cubed because we're talking about volume here. All right, now let's look at the volume of the pyramid. So that's going to be V is equal to 1/3 the area times the area of the base times the height. All right, so V is going to equal 1/3. We see that it has a base edge of 3 inches. So big V is going to be equal to 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have 1/3 times 9 times the height of 4, which gives us a volume of 12 inches cubed, which tells us the pyramid mold holds more wax. All right? So now it is time for you to summarize what you've learned from today's lesson.